That's what I worked hard on for about 25 minutes.
We need to teach you how to fade out a video.
I was gonna try, but I just did it. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna put this collage together because I've been thinking about it, and didn't really go to graphic design school, obviously. So that's what I
Looks
chose
good.
my 25 minutes to do.
Well, I think the world is better for it. You did a good job.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Are-
How's your week? We've been off week. We had an off week last week. How's your? How have you been over the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, I've been doing okay. Life kind of got a little wild there last week, so anybody watching Coast to Coast wondering where we were last week, that's my fault. But um, yeah, just had to take a break. I have another obligation before this that I even wound up canceling, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just need a day to breathe, and just a lot going on. So managed to get life back together, and been treated to some pretty good football as of late, so can't complain. And we've been rocking and rolling here in central Pennsylvania, rooting for the Seahawks. It's been a fun time.
Yeah, good for us. Not so great for the other teams that we've been playing. Let's rewind all the way back to Washington really quick before we get to our game against Arizona. I actually forgot we played Washington last. I had to think for a second. I'm like, was it Houston or was it Washington that we played last? We've been outscoring our opponents by quite a few points, especially in the first half. I believe so. The Washington game, shoot, we'll just blend it both in because I think really both kind of stick out the same to me. We dominated the line of scrimmage defensively. I'm not for nicknaming this team till next year, but if we win the Super Bowl, I'm all for the nickname this year. I'll just put that out there right now. God, just pressuring the quarterback. I think how many times did we sack Brissett? 2 of them were strip sacks, which led to touchdowns by the same guy, and the same guy strip sacked him. So if you have sorry, I guess I should have had the stats up myself.
I'm the one that's normally stat guy, so because I'm a stat man, I don't want to sing that too much. I might get a copyright strike. Jeez.
Yeah. We sacked Jaden Daniels 4 times for 20 yards now that we're going back, but it was kind of the same.
5.
Yeah. 5 times. And 2 of them were touchdowns. So we just dominated. We've really dominated the last 3 weeks, and the running game definitely got back to something on Sunday, especially last Sunday. I thought, honestly, until they announced who scored that touchdown, and it happened right in front of me, I was like, "Oh, Charbonnet."
All
I
the
thought
announcers
Charbonnet
in the booth were saying it was Charbonnet, and I was like, from the jump, I was like, oh, George Alani's in, and then he got in, and I was losing my mind.
It's funny. It's funny because I did watch a little bit of the replay today before we came on, and I told my friend on Monday, I was like, "Yeah, that Helani score, I thought it was Charbonnet until they actually announced it, or maybe it was until I saw it, like saw him celebrating afterwards." But and then he goes, "Oh, the announcer did too." I was like, "No way!" And then I think on the Charbonnet touchdown, he thought it was Helani. I think that was just for me going back. He did it multiple times. He thought Helani was Charbonnet and Charbonnet was Helani, which makes sense. I mean, their numbers look very same complexion,
same font,
same font. Yeah. What are some of your thoughts? Sorry, I kind of went rambling there.
McDonald was pretty clear going into halftime. He was like, we got to run the ball. We got to protect the ball here in the second half. and then for Seattle to run an entire drive just of run plays against Arizona was wild. And I was like, Big Ten football, baby! Like, we're here. This is great. And the national media around Sam Darnold is literally insane. They're like, well, he didn't do anything. I'm like, he only attempted 2 passes in the second half because he didn't need to. And like, McDonald is the coach that's like, if I have a lead, I'm going to bleed the clock and not risk injury. Like, what's the point?
Which is, I had people at work. I had 3 different people say, boy, why couldn't they play in the second half like they did in the first? I go, because they won the game. Sorry. They're like, hey, let's get out of here. We don't need to do anything. We literally just have to line up, run the ball, drain the clock, get out of here. You're up 35-0, and then I think it was 38-7 because of that fumble, which is that fumble was such a killer because you just made an awesome goal line stand, and then you're expected to go out there and do the same thing. You're basically expected to stop him at the goal line 8 plays in a row, which is kind of not really feasible. But it should have been 38-0 if we're being completely honest. But yeah, you're going up 38-7, and you're just like, what do we got to do? And like you said, run the ball, drain the clock. No need to stop it. That interception looked really bad. It's from the stadium. Rewatched it. It was tipped. Again, same with the last one that I was like, oh, is it? That interception was one of the worst passes I've ever seen. And then it went off the Buccaneers guy's helmet. So, I don't know. Just this team is not just winning games like we saw last year. I bet last year we couldn't play offense last year. So I bet it's like a 14-20 game we win. I mean, this team is clearly different than last year's team. And Kevin Harlan, the CBS announcer, was on the radio today, literally as I was on my way home before this, saying the Seahawks and Rams, those are the best 2 teams in the NFL, not just the NFC, and they're going to play each other this weekend.
Yeah, I can believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah.
Too bad we aren't in week 12, because week 12 is the week where you can have flex games into prime time due to TV obligations. Couldn't do it this week.
Yeah, I figured it was after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's fine. A shame.
And I'd feel bad for you having to stay up that late. I'd feel bad for you having to stay up that late and watching it.
I would.
It's basically, dude, every Seahawks game is primetime for you. It starts at 4:00 your time, unless they're playing on the East Coast.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
So,
you're not wrong.
They're on the road, so I don't care when they start. As long as it's not, I don't like Thursday night games or Monday night games. So.
Oh, but the quality is so great.
Of Thursday night games?
Yeah, like like last week's Thursday night and Monday night football games that ended in 10-7 scores, and nobody knew what anybody was doing across any of the teams that were playing Thursday or Monday.
Thursday, I shut it off.
It's terrible.
My mom came over and had dinner, and I was like, okay, cool. We'll just watch the game, have it on. I didn't purposely shut it off. I wasn't like, screw this game and shut it off, but halftime hit, and I was just like, not turn this back on. I think if we turn on a movie or something, I just didn't. That was so bad. But yeah, sorry, kind of all over the place. Defensively, we were dominant. We were dominating offenses. The Cardinals, JSN, that touchdown that JSN had where the guy fell down, that happened. So my seats at the Seahawks game are right on the goal line, right there. And the one he scored on, that guy could have hung on his back and JSN would have caught that pass. That wasn't like, oh, he fell down, how lucky. That was a perfectly placed ball and a really good catch.
Yeah. Nehemiah Pritchett, his incredible punch out of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, sucks. Sucks my wife wanted chicken fingers, huh?
No.
I got text.
No.
I still haven't even responded. I saw it, but yeah, that was in the second quarter, right? So that would have been the end zone that we were
Yeah,
in,
where
and
he like tries to make a play and he doesn't do it. He's
misses
still
it.
like rotating and then he blam. And yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that was I got a text right when that happened, and it just said, Nehemiah Pritchett insane PBU, and I was like, sweet. Somebody texted me.
Brutal.
And honestly, in person, except for playing on the replay, it probably wouldn't have been as impressive as seeing it on television, anyways. So that's fine.
Well, I mean, it was a really good play. I thought,
Yeah.
for
how about Woolen all game too?
Yeah, next man up mentality's been awesome to see, and they're killing it right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think, like we've said, I think the all-star of this defense is the coach. It's Mike McDonald. He's the star of this team. What's up, Seahawks Eddie? How you doing?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the culture's totally bought in, and they, from top to bottom, they want to compete, and when their number's called, they want to show out. Really, really cool. Like,
how about the
offensive?
Linebackers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was like, it's Helani on offense, right? You got to see him take advantage of his opportunity. I was just about to mention the linebackers. So, yeah, they're flying everywhere. Ernest Jones, I just saw he posted on Instagram. It's like there's somebody's getting help back up. So when we talk about injuries and stuff, he'll be somebody we wind up talking about today, and maybe hope for some participation. I think there's going to be some extra incentive to be out there on the field against the Rams. So we'll see if he might be able to come on back, but I don't know if he has to because the linebackers are playing so good.
Yeah, let's I think we literally said it the last show, which was 2 weeks ago, and nothing's changed. When it's 3rd and 1, when it's 4th and 1, when it's 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, stop trying to run it between the tackles when you're playing the Seahawks defense. That one that Drake Thomas had on, I think it was 4th and 1. I mean, a 3-yard loss.
A cruise missile coming in there.
Ran through the entire defense. And there was a flag on that play anyway, so they would have punted regardless. But, geez, he's shown out. And obviously he's starting over Tyrese Knight. And then, Tyrese Knight gets an opportunity this game because Ernest Jones isn't playing. And he has two of the biggest plays in the entire game. And the first one, I think everybody was just kind of jumping up and down, didn't really pay attention to who scooped. I didn't even really pay attention to who forced it. I knew that Lawrence scored, so I was like, the second one, I'm like, no way, he scored again. And then come to find out, Tyrese Knight was the same guy who did it in the first quarter. So,
yeah, just a dominant performance. We're clicking right now, and it's a lot of fun. So to be on this side of things is really, really cool. And they're a special team, and it's gonna be a wild ride. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. One more. I think we saw Shaheed a little bit. I think we saw a couple end arounds, maybe just one. I think we're going to see a lot more of him. Obviously, it was his first week. So, anyways.
you don't want to show him off before the Rams game. I think,
Yeah,
keep him under wraps
especially
and
after
then
the first half.
and then just go wild against a team that hasn't seen him yet. So, pretty excited to see how he changes the offense this week, because I think he'll be a much bigger deal this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into injuries. What do you say?
Yeah, I have the injury list. This is today's injury list. Kobe Bryant, not injury related, personal matter, so he did not participate today. And then an injury that really I didn't think I'd miss as hard as I'd miss, but Jalen Sundell going down. I am afraid. I'm just, the offensive line, you can tell, just changed when he left, and it's not good. So
hopefully with a week of practice, because he's not going to play this week, right? That's not.
I don't know.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the injury.
Knee.
Okay. So, well, hopefully with a week of preparation with the starting unit, Oluwatimi can improve.
Yeah. Limited prep, Horton with a groin and shin injury. Josh Jobe, concussion protocol. Ernest Jones has a knee injury. JSN, not injury related. They're resting him. Probably because he probably is flirting with concussion protocol. And then Gray Zabel has a heel injury for limited prep. Mm-hmm. And then you have a whole list of people who are injured that are now full participants. AJ Barner, which, let me tell you,
mm-hmm.
it was very public on the broadcast. Like, AJ Barner was not feeling his best this past week. And
oh, really?
Yeah. So for him to come in for like the modified tight end tush push thing that we have going on, that's pretty neat. Like, he's got a calf injury. I'm sure it doesn't feel that great.
So a guy next to me, and I thought he was joking for a second. He was like, they did the tush push, and they go, "Wow, Darnold really got through there." And I go, "Oh no, that was a tight end." He's like, "Oh really?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's no way Darnold ain't that big." And I like that they're doing it smart. Don't put your I'd say your second most valuable 1A and 1B between JSN and Smith and Jigba. I like that they're not putting their most valuable player doing the tush push.
I mean, if he can take a snap, like, I don't know why more teams don't put a tight end there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few.
Like, Indianapolis should have pioneered this move because you have Tyler Warren, and Tyler Warren took snaps at Penn State often from the quarterback position. I mean, could you imagine Tyler Warren in a tush push situation? That guy's a freak. He would kill everybody. Your boy Jake Bobo recovered from a calf injury, so he's back. I did see that Jake Bobo did make the intro video, so good on you. Christian Haynes.
I didn't know who to put at 19.
Christian Haynes. Peck he's back. Cooper Kupp, Cody White, and Leonard Williams, all active participants.
You might. Do you guys hear? So whenever Cooper Kupp makes a catch, everyone yells "Coop." I don't really hop on that bandwagon, dude. I haven't been one to hop on there yet.
The big injury for the Rams is Devontae Adams. He has an oblique injury, and not quite sure if he's going to be available come Sunday. So that's huge. That would be a big game changer for Seattle this week.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
They have a defensive tackle, like a third string rotational guy, and yeah, they're pretty healthy right now.
Okay, which isn't good because they look pretty damn good against the 49ers, at least from the box score. So, yeah, what do we have to do? And I have my thing, but what do we have to do? What do you think to stop Matt Stafford, who's thrown 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions since week 4, I think it is. So, what do you think it is?
I think tight end coverage is going to be the story of the game for Seattle on defense. Look, this has been a common plight by this defense for a long time, being able to cover tight ends. You even look at the Cardinal game.
I was going to say McBride had a few good plays.
9 catches for 127 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You have to cover tight end play.
Their first drive, I don't know if you remember, but the Cardinals' first drive, I remember him being wide open, no one around him, and then he just went like 20 yards down the field.
Yep.
So,
and I think, honestly, that's the key that unlocks this Rams offense. So be disciplined in how you're going to wind up covering the tight end. And look, I think our corners are playing fantastic. I think whoever they're going to trot out there, we have the personnel to match up with them well. And we know that our run defense is stout. So you only got one more option, and that's a component of the opposing offense that we really struggle to cover. So I think the key to the game will be in how Seattle winds up covering tight ends. I'd like to see Eamon Worry more in kind of like that tight end breaker kind of role. He's built for it. He's got the speed and agility for it. You just got to trust the kid and hope he covers well. And if there's a week where they're going to kind of unleash him as kind of like that game breaker against a tight end, this is it. So I'm really expecting number 3 to do some big things this week.
Yeah. I was I think if they can cover the tight end, like you said, because I didn't even think about that. If you can make Stafford have a hair trigger, I know he has 20 touchdowns and no interceptions since week 4, but he's been known to throw pick sixes. I think we've seen it in the past, right? If we can just get in his head a little bit, make him throw a few bad balls, I think that'll kind of be the key to stopping them defensively. I think you got to make him make really quick decisions, and I think we have the defensive line to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the pass rush is kind of famous at this point for not blitzing a whole lot and still getting home. We'll see.
But they blitz enough to keep you honest, though.
Yeah, they do.
There was a Eamon Worry almost got there one play if he didn't actually get a sack. There was one play where he was just in the backfield faster than anybody. I think he is exciting. You brought him up. He had a nice pass breakup, a pretty big hit on Sunday. And I was nervous. I don't know if you remember the first few games. We're like, are we ever going to actually see this guy? Is he going to show up? And he showed up and looked pretty good. So,
absolutely. And I think it's going to be a great game. It is like Seahawks have the game of the week this week, and I'm really pumped for it. So it is going to be a strength against strength and against strength against strength. Both defenses are formidable. Both offenses are formidable. But at the end of the day, Seattle brought in McDonald to stop Shanahan and McVay. That's he is the antithesis of those two coaches, right? And that was our whole strategy of bringing in McDonald is, look, we're not going to find the next offensive guru to go toe-to-toe with those two guys, but we can find their defensive equivalent, their kryptonite. He's got to prove it this week. Pull out all the stops and execute. I'm really excited to see him step into this challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, going back to that, like, it is true. It is true. He has the team he wants now, right? He has the roster he wants. He has the coordinators he wants. Um, yeah, that that's what he was hired for. I think some of us forget that. I mean, we have the two cute offensive play callers in the NFC West, and then Jonathan Gannon, whatever he does, and then Mike McDonald. I think he was a defensive coordinator for the Eagles. I could be wrong. But yeah, this is why this guy was hired. You're right, 100%, is to overtake Shanahan and McVay. And looking back at it, I was talking this with a friend. How happy are you that we hired Mike McDonald instead of Ben Johnson? With just seeing, not saying that the Bears are doing bad because I think they're like 4-5 right now, but just seeing the results of this defense this year. How happy are you that we hired Mike McDonald?
Yeah. I mean, I think the fans were a bit fatigued when Pete left with the idea of getting another defensive minded head coach and saying, you know what, we're gonna rebuild our defense. But it's absolutely necessary when you look in the division and say we can't beat them the way that they beat other people. You have to put a different strength to mitigate theirs and hope that the other side of the ball, our offense, can hold water. And crazy enough, Sam Darnold can do a lot more than just hold some water. And it's working.
That's what I think another key to this game might be is Darnold not dumb decisions. Darnold making no dumb decisions. Darnold holding on to the ball.
Pass protection.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Him not holding the ball too long, but not getting scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think they're going to be all over JSN on Sunday, by the way. They're going to try at least, because I think we saw the Cardinals try to shut him up. And, you know, the second drive of the game, he catches how many was that? 46 yards? 46-yard touchdown, I think it was. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else about the Rams? The Lambs?
Nope. Rack them up and let's see. I'm excited.
I think let me be straight up. I could see the Seahawks blowing them out.
Wow.
I don't know if that's like my hot take of the day already, but
it might be.
Now, this isn't even me being a homer. This is me just. I think the people see the scores of the Seahawks game, and I think they're not. Like a lot of the national people are actually starting to pay attention. I think we were in CBS Sports Power Rankings. We were number 1 this week. This just reminds me of one of those games where the Seahawks are underdogs right now. Technically, it's a pick 'em in Vegas, and it just kind of hate to go back, but in 2012 when the 49ers came here, and everybody, this is the game of the century. These are the best two teams in the NFL. And the Seahawks just absolutely dog walked the 49ers. Now, the 49ers were good. They went to the Super Bowl that year. But I think we're getting tired of losing to the Rams. And I think this might be one of those moments.
And we're on the road. So, we got that going for us.
Yeah, it might be a little too much of a home field advantage playing in Los Angeles. But, air travel is pretty messed up right now, I guess. So hopefully not too many Seahawks fans show up.
Government is open now. So it just got voted on a couple hours ago. So
sick.
It's going to the president's desk. They're doing it. So there you go.
Sick. Well, air traffic's probably still going to be messed up. So
probably. You would
let's
hope.
So. Let's hope not too many Seahawks fans make it out there. Yeah. Anything else about the Rams?
Nope. I think I'm really excited. I just want it to be here already.
Me too. I was thinking about that the other day. So obviously the Huskies had a terrible loss on Saturday, and and lately I've been like, man, I just can't wait for Saturday. I just can't wait for Saturday, and I'm going to the game with like a bunch of people on Saturday. Honestly, I just want to fast forward to Sunday. I just want to fast forward to Sunday at 105. I'm actually really nervous. I feel like this one I'm kind of nervous about because you're finally like, okay, this is a huge measuring stick game for the Seahawks, and I don't want to look stupid for saying, oh man, I think the Seahawks, can pummel the Rams, but I have a good feeling. But then again,
I,
I don't want to look
I,
dumb.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too. You want to get to news around the league?
Yeah. Yep.
Want me to start or you start?
You could start.
My boy, Antonio Brown, arrested for attempted murder, I believe. Which believe it or not, is no shocker at this point. I believe he's out. I was talking. We're not monetized, so it's fine. We can say whatever. I was talking to one of my friends, and I go, I hope he donates his brain to science when he dies. And they go, nope, there was no CTE at all. Like, I was just nuts.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy what that can do. And I've seen interviews of him before, like it's basically like Vontez Perfect like ruined Antonio Brown, and it just some of his early interviews and things like that, he's like literally a different human being. It's insane.
Yeah, but you gotta think that perfect hit happened about a year after he started making his money. All right. I mean, he was like undrafted, or he was a late round pick or undrafted. He wasn't making very much for the first like 4 or 5 years of his career. Okay.
Yeah, money changes people. I get what you're saying.
I'm tired of everybody blaming everything on CTE, because these guys in the 70s took a lot harder hits, and you don't see them doing what Antonio Brown is doing. I'm sorry. Yeah. There's been guys hit a lot. I know everybody's body different, but there's been guys in the 70s and 80s that have been hit a lot harder, a lot more times than Antonio Brown. And I mean, this guy's a nut. This guy's a nut job. It's not, you can't just blame football. And if you want to just blame football, then give your millions and millions of dollars back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I have, tragic news that maybe I should have went first on to
I know what this is going. I know where it's going.
Yeah. Marshawn Kneeland just taking his own life this past week, and so young.
That was going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
sorry.
Just came out today that his girlfriend is pregnant, and
no way.
Yeah, and just a terrible situation all the way around, and you don't really know what's going on. I mean, it was so bizarre. Like, he scored a touchdown on a punt block
as a defensive tackle, or on
Sunday Night Football, and then he's gone. And
the worst part is like the cops called the chase off.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he had to be thinking about that stuff for a while, because that's not like just a decision you make in the moment, or he was like really drunk or something. But yeah, that's one of the saddest stories in football that I think for a long time, because I mean, it's not like he was out. You hear about a lot of these guys, they're out driving drunk, and he could have been drunk, but they're out driving drunk, and they die, but they also kill a family of people. I mean, really, no one was hurt besides him and his family, and it is very sad.
Yeah, and I think it's worth saying. If you struggle with depression, if you're in that mind space, for what little reach we wind up having here on YouTube, I do think every life is worth a conversation, and just you're not alone, and it's call your family, like wind up checking in and having those kinds of conversations about how's your mental health, how are you doing, and because you're absolutely right, Joe. It is one of the saddest stories that anybody could hear out of the football world in a long time, and just way too young. And for a guy to look like he has it all to make that decision is just crazy.
Yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
so.
sorry for starting it on such a me talking shit about Antonio Brown note. Going to that, so
well,
thoughts and prayers to his family.
Yeah,
for real.
And Antonio Brown, he's reaped enough. He knows he's a fool, but this is something completely different. Let's get into some football news. We'll try to segue away from that stuff. Kyler Murray, perhaps done in Arizona, like I said weeks ago. Ha ha ha!
Yeah, that's nuts. And I don't know. Yeah, I think you did say it long before. And then the national media started talking about it when I think the Cardinals, did they win before they played us? Were they coming off a win with Brissett?
So.
And they go, do you think you showed enough to earn the starting job? And they asked him that right after the game. And I'm like, no way someone just asked him that. Yeah, I think he's gone. I don't know where he's going. A lot of teams need quarterbacks.
Russell Wilson broke football because now teams are like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about the cap hit. Like, if you don't fit our system, if you can't go and win, see ya.
I thought you were talking about short quarterbacks and all the short quarterback busts there's been since him, because I think he's broke football that way too.
That's true. Bryce Young is next, but it's he's short. He's a short fella.
Here's a take. It's not really a hot take, but this kind of goes with the Kyler Murray thing, and actually really more with the Bryce Young thing is how many of these teams, or I guess how many of these teams draft quarterbacks with the number 1 through 10 overall pick, and their teams are absolutely so terrible that it makes the quarterback so terrible. And then you see guys like Daniel Jones now. You've seen guys like Geno Smith, Sam Darnold get second chances when you've realized that maybe it wasn't them. Maybe, everybody, maybe it was the situation he was put in. And I'm kind of wondering if they're going to start leaning towards not just, I'm sure they're not, they're going to keep reaching for quarterbacks, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at Mac Jones last weekend. I guess, they lost, but he's been playing pretty good for the 49ers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot more of these like draft busts get like second, third chances because of guys like Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith. And now it looks like Mac Jones is probably going to be the next one.
Yeah. Justice for Josh Rosen. We need to get that kid back in the league. He was just a victim of his own circumstance.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be the Arizona Cardinals.
I think the jury's out on that one. I think that might have been a Josh Rosen problem. He looked bad, so that's funny. So I think his first start was against the Seahawks, and I was there, and I was going, there's no way this guy's this bad. I mean, he looked, because I was nervous, because I was like, oh, we haven't really seen him. Maybe he's really good, right? And he was playing, and I was like, dude, there's no way, because his throws were like 10 yards off every play. I was like, there's no way this guy's this bad. And he was that bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my news. Kyler Murray probably playing his last snap for Arizona.
Okay, one more piece of news. Do you hear if Jackson Dart can't go, who the new QB2 is in New York?
Yes, I did, and it affects my picks. It's a famous Jameis. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with the picks. But yeah, Russell relegated to third string is not something 5 years ago. If you would have told me that he's the third string quarterback for the Giants,
And you thought he would demand a way out.
I did.
That was one of your hot takes, and he's still there.
I did, and I think he might like try to play football next year, but I don't know who wants him.
Oh my gosh. There's no market. None.
Not really. Maybe the Raiders. But I don't think Pete's going to be there next year. So,
I don't know.
I mean, how much patience do you have? Not being a dick, you know, I love Pete Carroll, but like, how much patience are you supposed to have with a guy who's 74 years old?
Yeah. I don't know.
So, all right, you're yawning. Let's get to our picks.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
So, Joe, why don't you tell the internet what we finally did for picks?
Okay, so, guys, we start recording these. Last week, great week for me. I'm on the wrong pick 'em league. 1 sec. Great week for me. Not a great week for Zach last week. Yeah, it fell apart for you. You picked the Raiders to beat the Broncos on Thursday Night Football.
It was a close game.
It was. You are correct. It was close.
And who thought the freaking Saints were going to beat the Panthers? And who thought the Dolphins were going to beat the Bills?
Okay, to be fair, I think I might have done that as a smart ass because I didn't do that in my one for money. I picked the Bills. I might have accidentally picked the Dolphins to win last week for no reason.
Gosh.
Well, all right.
Yes, I went 8-6 last week.
I went
brutal. What'd you go?
I went 13-1 last week. Pretty damn good week, if I do say so myself. I can't believe I picked the Dolphins. I thought that was the one I got wrong. Let's go this week. Sorry, guys. Sorry for me basking in my glory.
Yeah. All right. Jets are on the road here Thursday night playing the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah. I took the Pats.
I also have the Patriots. They're playing some really good football right now. And the Jets, even though they won last week, are terrible. And they will continue to stay terrible. So I think Justin Fields is playing himself out of the league this year. So we'll move on.
Yeah.
Just like the Jets will from him at the end of the year. Probably get Kyler Murray. Who knows? The Washington Commanders are on the road to play the newly rejuvenized Miami Dolphins, who, after their postgame, was quoted saying, "We are delusional enough to believe we can run the table." Well, their quest begins this week against Marcus Mariota and the Commanders.
Well, their quest is wrong. Give me Mariota. I think coming off a big emotional, not that it was close, but an emotional win over the Bills. I think this is a classic letdown week.
I think something has to be said about Marcus Mariota. You know, he's not playing terrible football, and he's, an elder statesman of the league. I think a lot of other old guys are getting some pretty big press right now, and I know Mariota's time hasn't led to wins, but he hasn't been the reason why they've lost. So I'm giving this one to the Commanders this week.
Oh, really? Sick.
Yep. Carolina on the road trying to bounce back against a team we still have no idea who they are, the Atlanta Falcons.
Nah. I just took the Falcons because they're at home, and that's not really, I mean, that's about it.
I have Carolina bouncing. Or wait, no. Nope. I lied. I looked at my sheet wrong. I have Atlanta. I have Atlanta at home. I'm sorry. Because we don't know who the Falcons are.
Yeah, they might be good this week, but same with the Panthers. I think we don't know who the Panthers really are either.
I think it'll be a sneaky good game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be game of the week, but it'll be a sneaky good game.
Well, if you've seen Monday Night Football, that might be a good one to try flex into Monday Night Football.
Can't. Greedy TV companies. Bills are hosting the Bucks up in Orchard Park.
Yeah, I got the Bills. I think they
bounce
back. Yeah.
Man, the Bucks were so much fun to watch, and now everybody's hurt. Like, I have the Bills as well, but man, what would have been for Tampa Bay if they all would have stayed healthy? I know they're 6-3 and we're talking like they're dead, but it's just they're not the same. So give me Buffalo.
Yeah.
The Chargers on the road to play the 5-4 Jaguars.
I'm taking the Chargers, but not very confident about it. They're one of those teams that they're one of those teams kind of like the Jaguars, I feel like, that could win or lose every game. I want to say what's up to the Rams guy in the house, Payo Time. He's a Rams. He has a YouTube channel. Yeah,
cool.
hope you guys lose Sunday, but hope it's a good game.
Yeah, thanks for coming and watching us. I'm also picking the Chargers on the road. I think they're a pretty decent team. They're just decimated across the offensive line, but I think the talent gap's too big between them and Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Bears on the road, NFC North battle with them and the Vikings with number 9 at quarterback for Minnesota.
Yeah, because of quarterback number 9, I'm taking the Bears. I do not trust that guy one bit.
I am taking the Bears for the exact same reason. Gosh, come on, JJ, just put together. It is going to be a big game, so I'm excited for you to lose. So the Packers are on the road playing the Giants.
Possibly Jameis. Possibly Jameis.
No, definitely Jameis.
Oh, did that change?
He's going to start.
Like 100%.
100%.
Okay, give me the Packers regardless. I didn't really care who played quarterback. I know you're taking the Giants.
I am taking the Giants. Give me famous Jameis. We're going to be eating them W's. I'm ready for it. Oh, I'm so excited. I want the Giants to win this game so bad. Yes. Give me famous Jameis. Yes. And if you thought that was wild, we're going to pick Bengals at Pittsburgh now. So,
and I know you're picking the opposite of me again. I'm taking the Steelers. Go ahead. You're
3-6. 3-6. There's still hope. They're still alive because the division's so bad. But Joe Flacco needs to win this game so that he can save the Bengals season. I'm going with the Bengals.
That was 2 weeks ago where he had like the best game of his career. They still lost.
Yes.
And then the running back came out and was like, our defense sucks. It's like, all right, dude. You cannot be falling apart like this. Their coach is gone, dude.
Yeah.
They're known for keeping head coaches way too long because they kept Marvin Lewis forever. So maybe he's back. But their coach is gone. I think he's lost that locker room.
Yeah, I agree. But Joe Flacco, man, he's gonna win the game. I believe.
Wacko for Flacco. Yeah.
The Texans on the road playing the Titans.
Yeah,
General Mills.
Texans. Pardon?
Ooh, you're picking General Mills picking up another win. He had that big
Yeah.
comeback last week.
Yeah, the Titans are bad. I don't think the Texans are that bad.
I am also picking the Texans. I really liked what Davis Mills showed us last week. I thought he did a really good job.
I didn't watch it. I had him on a fantasy bench of mine that I picked up.
They had a 20-point fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah, I saw it was a huge comeback for the Texans.
San Fran on the road playing the Cardinals.
I love the home team. Got to go with the Cards. It's not because I hate the 49ers. It's because I believe in Jacoby Brissett all the way. And that offensive line, is actually pretty good if it wasn't for going against the greatest defensive line in football. So
I am picking the 49ers because I'd rather be right than vengeful, and given our spread last week, I need to be right. So I'm picking San Francisco. Let's skip the Seattle Rams game, save that for the end. Baltimore on the road with their quest to try to reclaim some power in the division, sitting at 4-5, playing the 2-7 Browns.
Taking the Ravens.
I'm also taking the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's back, but he was absent from practice today. So that was a big news story that we didn't wind up covering. Nobody knows why he wasn't in practice. So
he probably had to poop.
Wow, what a off the dome from the vault. Look at you. Kansas City on the road playing the Denver Broncos for their playoff lives right now.
Yeah, I like Kansas City in this game. Didn't realize the Broncos were 8-2, but I did. I think I remember seeing something about them being the most fraudulent 8-2 team. So I'm going with the Chiefs. They're pretty good with the back against the wall. I think we've seen that throughout the years.
Yeah. You remember that Steelers team a few years ago? They started like 10-0 or something like that. Yeah,
10-0.
And it was like, yeah, this team's fraudulent, and there's like once they wind up playing people, they're gonna suck, and then they sucked. I think that is this year's Denver Broncos team, but I'm gonna pick Denver to beat Kansas City.
You vengeful, hateful man. I'd rather be right. Go ahead. Next.
Sean Payton, legendary coach. So
still Bounty hunting 15 years later.
Detroit on the road, Sunday Night Football. This could be a great game against the Eagles.
Yeah, this is actually probably the primetime game of the week out of the three. Yeah, I actually like the Lions in this. I think that they're coming off a loss, right?
No, Dan Campbell called the offensive plays and the Lions won, I thought.
Okay. Well, the Eagles are coming off one of the ugliest wins of all time. And I'm taking the Lions.
I am also picking the Lions. I think big momentum in the Lions sales right now, and the Eagles looked terrible. You're going to have to convince me otherwise to pick Philly at this point. Monday night, the 3-5-1 Dallas Cowboys on the road to play the 2-7 Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm assuming this is the game you wanted, Flex. Yeah. Yeah, give me the Cowgirls. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Take Gino and the boys.
The pool is too strong. I want him to do good. I want him to do good, Joe. I really do.
I do too. We were Gino supporters. I don't think we were Gino supporters, but we definitely weren't Gino haters. I think we were. I seen a lot people that defended him a lot more than we did.
Yeah. There were people way more than me, but I'm picking Geno. I want to believe, and I want to believe in Tyler Lockett. There's so many pieces of my heart over there, and I don't like the Cowboys, so I'm picking Geno and Pete.
It wasn't you
and
I was
just
talking to.
hoping.
It was somebody else. I go, it sucks. I go, it sucks that the Raiders suck because honestly, between like all the Raiders, like I love all the Raiders players except Jamal Adams. So
Get fired up for a useless play.
Dude, I saw it the other day. I was watching. I had the Raiders were on the screen. He had like a tackle 10 yards. You know, it was 10-yard gain. He pops up like you think he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's him.
Game of the week: Seattle ventures on the road, putting their 9-0 streak on the line, playing the Rams, and a game that is on the road but might feel like home.
Yeah. I think I told you earlier. I'm predicting the Seahawks will win. I think this is just a gut instinct. I think that'll go into the hot take. My hot take of the week is the Seahawks are going to win by 3 scores, at least. So 17 or more points.
Wow. Listen, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think both teams are going to be tested, and I think it's finally time that Seattle puts their grip on the West, and I'm picking Seattle on the road, getting the job done. I don't think it's gonna. We talked about keys to the game, right? With covering tight end, and then we also highlighted coaching. I can see this being the game. It's not a primetime game, but it's going to feel like a primetime game. We talked about in the beginning of the year how one of the bigger issues with this team down the stretch, if they wind up being in a position where playoffs is on the table, is can Sam Darnold become the guy when the lights are bright to step in and perform at the highest level? And we talked about in the beginning of the year how there's going to be some bumps in the road. He's going to have to figure it out. It's going to be a trial by fire. And there have been moments, right, where he's went toe-to-toe with juggernauts, like what was the matchup versus the Bucs, played excellent, just not excellent enough against, at the time, an MVP candidate in Baker Mayfield. And I think Sam Darnold's ready for this moment, and it will come down to him. I think we very well might get a similar ending to our first matchup against the Niners, where the ball's put in Sam's hands and he's got to march him down the field. And I do think it'll be one of those games. Whoever has the ball last probably winds up winning. And I think Sam claims it this week. The moment's right here. And I think he'll be able to step into that this week.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I do not hate it. Nervous. Like I said, I'm very nervous.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. Even if Seattle pulls out to a huge lead, we're all going to be like, how are we going to blow it? Like, how is this going to slinky back? And so it's going to be a fun game.
The only way this game absolutely sucks is if the exact opposite of what I said happens. Is if where it's like, I don't either.
Yeah. Defense is too good.
What's your hot take? Do you got one or?
Listen, I I talked to you about it earlier. I have to ride it still. It's a continuation of my hottest of hottest takes. Joe Flacco is going to save the Bengals, and it will be starting this week. They have a very winnable schedule down the stretch. They just need to go like 2-3 in the next 3 games, and then Joe will come back, and it'll all be okay.
Other Joe. Other Joe.
Yeah. Joe Burrow is going to come back, and it's going to be okay. So,
dude, all it took is for Flacco to have some good games. Burrow came back, got a little nervous about his job security, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the next 3 weeks, the Bengals have to go 2-1. They have a schedule to do it. I'm still aboard the ship. I might be the only person on the boat, but here I am, and I'm here for it.
I don't think that's a hot take on this show.
No, you absolutely have the hottest take on the show today.
Oh, today? I didn't even think mine was that bad. I thought mine was pretty realistic. I just meant in general. I thought the Russell Wilson getting traded. Now it's like, who wants him? You're right. Who's going to want him? Nobody.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job today, if I do say so myself. We covered about 2 weeks worth of info in an hour. I think we did a good job.
Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. To anybody who is watching, or will watch in the future, we appreciate all you guys and your comments.